To be honest, with this whole Coach Ray versus Engen match, I don't see it going any way other than Engen just completely dominating every single round, using his pronator to keep Coach Ray out of that hook. I think Coach Ray is known primarily for that offensive hook type position, but Engen is so good at, when his wrist is straight, being able to use his pronator to keep someone out of the hook. It's so hard to hook a guy like this. For example, we just watched the footage of him actually training with Coach Ray after East versus West 2, which was in February of last year. And this is just an after pull footage, but man, does Engen just look crazy. And you see, the one thing that's critical with this style is starting with the straight wrist, so you're able to peel the other person's wrist back when they're trying to get into the hook. Like, I would imagine Engen is one of the hardest guys to try and just hook off the go, especially offensively. Like, you see that's exactly what Coach Ray is trying to do there, but look at Engen just toying with his wrist there, establishing his dominance. Look at the look on Coach Ray's face there. He shakes his head. Like, I don't see this match going any other way. And keep in mind, Engen is a multiple-time world champion. I found an article on him right here. This article is from 2015, so it's actually not entirely updated, but it says he has been competing internationally since 1993, 17 world and European titles. He's the only arm wrestler who's won the world championships in 5 different weight classes and won Petaluma in half of the weight classes. There are 17 years between his first and last international titles, 1994 and 2011, but he actually won a world championship in 2018 as well. World championship. This is in the 65 kilogram weight class. I don't know about from 2015 to 2018 because this article was written in 2015, so he's got at least 18 world titles, considering he has this one in 2018, which was a great performance. This is 65 kilogram weight class, which is basically 143 pounds right here. And we know he's a lot bigger now. He said he's, I believe, almost 85 or 90 kilograms nowadays, maybe even more. You can see the intensity with which he's competing there, yelling at the refs. And this match, I watched this match just earlier before I started this video, and really good technical work and blocking with his shoulder. The other dude's trying to press, but he's keeping his pronation engaged. That's one thing you see about Engen. He's so technically proficient on the table. Just an absolute master. But he ended up losing there on fouls. Right to the pad against this guy, Costa Rica guy, right to the pad. This Russian dude tries to slip out, losing position. There's another, just 4 in a row, just flash pins. And here's against Nurdaulet. Another flash pin against a seriously elite competitor. This is for the final right here against Georgian guy. Engen looks completely composed here. Once again, right to the pad. The only guy that gave him trouble in this match here was this dude. This dude was the only dude who kind of gave Engen a little bit of trouble, and he actually lost. But he ended up winning that world title in 2018, which is only 5 years ago. And we've been hearing a lot of Engen saying that he hasn't been training. He's been having injuries and stuff like that. But it's hard for me to believe that he's not trying his best, in the darkness, doing training, whether he's posting it or not. I'm sure, he's posting a lot more lifts now, but I can't imagine he ever stopped training. This is a guy who's obsessed with arm wrestling and always trying to better himself. So I really think this is just a tune-up match for him, to be honest. No disrespect to Coach Ray, but I think he's going to just completely destroy him, in my opinion. Like, let's look at some of the pronator training he's known for. Some with that machine where he's just cranking it. I made a video on that the other day, but here's another video of him training with karate belt. You see how isolated he's training his pronator. It's not like some of those pronator lifts where you see people just separating so much. This is staying tight, engaging as many muscles as possible. This is a guy who's an absolute technician in the sport of arm wrestling. I found another article on him here as well. Engin Terzi is one of the best lightweights of the 1990s, and he's also one of the best lightweights of the 2000s. He was particularly successful during the first half of the decade. Between 2000 and 2006, he won 7 WAF world titles. In addition, he won a handful of European titles and competed in and won many of the biggest pro tournaments in North America. He won multiple Mike Gould Classic, All Niagara, Hartlepool, and USAA National Pro-Am titles in several weight classes, demonstrating his pulling prowess everywhere he went. This is a guy who's real serious. I found more footage of him after pulling, actually at the same event, the East versus West 2, where he's pulling with Jordan Sonev, a couple other guys. So this is a year ago. Imagine that he's only stronger now than he was a year ago. Remember, he had that match with John Brzezinski, which he lost that match. But he's definitely, I would imagine he's stronger than he was a year ago, especially if he was coming back from injuries before then. But here's him in that after pull from a little over a year ago. Jordan Sonev, 110 kilogram world champion from Bulgaria at 242 pounds. Engin is so good at not letting people get in the hook. It's crazy. His reaction there is hilarious. And then this guy, the ref, is also a really, really high-level arm wrestler. Once again, you just can't hook a guy like Engin, it seems like, because his pronation just blocks the hook so well. But then he ends up pulling with Jordan again. I think Jordan made a little adjustment and was able to stop Engin this time. And completely hold him pretty much. Engin's pronator is gassing, so not quite enough power. But you saw how he did against Coach Ray. I've already played that video. Let's watch that video one more time, because I mean, I just can't see the match going any different than Engin going right to the pad with his crazy pronation hit and the explosiveness. The guy is so explosive and technical at the same time. Just counters the pressure perfectly. Just pronation is insane. That's the key right there. So what do you guys think about this match? Is this a tune-up match for Engin? Easy match? That's what I'm thinking. That's why I want to make this video on this and share some footage on Engin pulling recently, as well as 5 years ago in 2018, and talking about some of his past achievements as well, just so some of the newer fans of the sport are kind of caught up to that kind of stuff. So let me know what you guys think.